Righty. Okay, let's get into it. This is the Story of Chibi, the world's saddest speedrunner. Sounds like it's going to be a very happy video to watch.
Speedrunning has become one of the most popular gaming pastimes on the internet. People just really enjoy extremely talented individuals going through a game as fast as humanly possible to be the one to get that world record and get that sweet, sweet dopamine hit. Or hell, just improving your own personal best time is enough for some people. The speedrunning community is huge and incredibly competitive to boot. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, though. You see, in order to get this level of skill, you need to play these games for hundreds, perhaps even thousands of hours, to absolute perfection. These individuals have to know these games, front to back, every inch, every crevice of these games, to get the perfect time. Everything in the kitchen sink, just to shave off those few milliseconds needed to break any kind of record. Think about it for a second. These people need to play these games over and over and over and over and over, all for the sake of getting faster and faster at the game. It needs to become muscle memory.
What is that? Some repetitive over and over again thing that you do and you perfect it? Just sounds a little bit on the auty side of things, not gonna lie.
Enough to drive anyone insane. These speedrunners need to dedicate a good portion of their brain to just remembering these games front to back. In the professional world, we call that autism. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things everyone knows, but no one likes to talk about.
Straight in there with a puzzle piece logo, with the heart in the middle. I mean, I definitely see it. Like, I very much watch a lot of RuneScape related videos. I find them really interesting. I mostly just watch, like, I spend most of my time watching videos about RuneScape rather than actually playing it. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of like creators on there might be a little bit on the autism spectrum. Just from like their experiences and what they like tell the people that are watching them about like their social life and the things that they enjoy, specifically like the repetitive over and over things, and also a little bit of speedrunning as well.
A lot of speedrunners are somewhere on the spectrum, and most of these games they speedrun basically become their hyperfixations. I should note I'm not saying this from the outsider looking in. I'm on the spectrum myself, and I can sniff out my own pretty well. But because of this, speedrunning gives a lot of people who are not the most social, weren't that good at sports or the recreational activities, an avenue to do something they're finally good at and be lauded for it, to get that moment to shine from complete strangers on the internet, to finally be seen for what you can do.
You did what?
World record.
Larry, you got the world record! Oh my god! You got the world record? Oh my face! Oh my god! I knew it was coming! Oh my god!
But this is also...
There's his parents. I mean, that's pretty cool. I haven't even finished this game. I remember getting it as like the first game that I ever played on like the Nintendo DS. That was a fun time. Didn't know what I was doing. Most of it was quite confusing, to be honest. I can see why being autistic might have a little bit of a advantage when it comes to these types of things. I can definitely see myself, you know, getting to the end of RuneScape in the end game and trying to like speedrun myself. Maybe.
a double-edged sword. You know that episode of SpongeBob where he forgets everything to become good at fine dining, but cannot do anything else? That's kind of what happens here a lot. A lot of these individuals do well at what they're good at, but when things go awry and out of their control, it ends up disastrous. If a run goes bad, a lot of speedrunners do not take it well. And that's putting it lightly.
No way! No way! No way!
Is that 8 hours?
No way!
Is that 8 hours of trying to complete this, trying to complete the game in a speed run? Wow. I remember that episode of SpongeBob, yeah. I mean, it's definitely something that I can relate to. I feel like a lot of us, we do have these quite intense special interests or hyperfixations. And it's usually coupled with somewhat of an executive dysfunction. So things outside of the actual things that we're interested in become absolutely ridiculously difficult to stray away from. It's so hard. The time when I was going through my burnout, like past 2 or 3 months. Man, like I need something to latch onto, and it's not always the most healthy things that I latch onto. Like sometimes it is good things. You know, I'm trying to get myself back into creating content, doing streams, doing videos, and I do at a point, if I keep going at it and I keep sort of increasing my interest in it, then it becomes somewhat of my hyperfixation. If I'm not doing it and I'm sort of left drifting idly in the wind, you know, I can hyperfixate on a lot of things. I think my last burnout, it was pretty much just a RuneScape hyperfixation, and it took me a long time to actually break that, just because it was so like part of, like, embedded within my routine.
I don't think Nintendo ever expected years later grown men will be getting this angry at a game made for children.
It's absolutely tearing the... He couldn't even commit to that.
And
Come
it's
on.
not just the runs themselves. Some speedrunners cannot take the pressures of the real world as well. Seeing how much drama and controversy they're constantly using in the community, it's no wonder. Having your brain dedicate an entire portion of itself to a video game is enough to drive anyone crazy. But I think I've rambled on enough. It's time to get...
Totally. Have you guys seen those Minecraft conventions? The really hyper-specific questions from autistic kids. Those are fun videos to watch sometimes. You do get angry at setbacks in Mario. No, I can imagine. Especially if you're like really into it and you're just like... I think that's the problem with speedrunning though, isn't it? Because it's so dependent on not making mistakes. And these people, they go over and over again. They do it and then they restart it, and then they do it and then they restart it. Like, it's definitely not something that I want to get into. I feel like it would be something that would destroy my brain. I would get very frustrated. I can't blame these people.
The meat and potatoes. Now, whether you're into speedrunning or not, there is a good chance you've seen this clip online.
So, confirmed Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet. But yes, you are correct.
This is the infamous Summer Games Done Quick of 2014. Everyone in the speedrunning community has probably seen this at least once. In this video, you seem to have a Reddit user, a Walmart clerk, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and Mark Zuckerberg all sitting on the couch together. The main 2 points of interest here are the two in the middle. One is constantly making corny jokes, while the other is extremely focused on the game.
He doesn't actually talk, though, so he would never say that in any
He
situation.
makes grunts. That's kind of like talking.
He could pretend he does.
I am definitely that guy on the left. Like, I cannot take things seriously for the life of me. Especially if it's like a video game. Like, I love video games. Like, and I get really passionate about it. And I want to complete stuff, and you know, I've got goals and stuff that I want to do on my RuneScape. But you know, you've always got to poke a little bit of fun, especially when the pressure's on and you know, people are getting way too serious about things.
Now, I have no real interest in the man who scanned my Oreos yesterday. The real point of interest here is the guy cracking corny jokes. This is Chibi Necro, also known as just Chibi. Chibi is a victim to life itself. Chibi wishes to be well known for his speedrunning, but things never go right for him. This clip at Games Done Quick will be his legacy, but that hasn't stopped him from trying. It's not just this clip that he's done. He's made some terrible mistakes, some terrible decisions, and others have never let him forget it. It gets to the point where it just becomes sad. In fact, I would say Chibi is the world's saddest speedrunner.
Oh dear. And why is that? We shall find out.
Helper is a squirrel.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
Now, I'm not going to go into some big history lesson on Chibi's life or some true crime shit. None of that matters. All you need to know is
We have
Chibi is a
expletives.
speedrunner, and he is autistic. I'm not jumping to conclusions here or anything. His own mother has confirmed, yes, he is on the spectrum.
Jimmy, I just want you to know something. He's got some issues. He has Asperger's autism, and sometimes he doesn't think
Asperger's.
clearly, and he doesn't
Oh man, like the the pronunciation Asperger's is just the worst. He would not be Asperger's. He would not have Asperger's nowadays. He would be ASD1.
He makes stupid choices and stupid decisions.
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, he is everything of what I described earlier. Not very good social skills, but he is good at what he hyperfixates on. Speedrunner. Or at least, that's what we're led to believe. The only thing of Chibi's early life we have is this video of a young Chibi showing off his dark energy moon collar.
It's pretty much the source of my power. It's the source of my energy. I collect dark energy from the moon, and whenever there's a full moon out,
It's charging up.
It's hard to explain, but
Becomes enraged, turns into the autistic werewolf. Mr. Ninjafish says, it's odd because I swear Tony Atwood said he disagreed with Asperger's being removed as an official diagnosis. Yeah, I think the main reason why I have some level of, I disagree slightly with like the removal of it is mostly because of public awareness. People don't understand necessarily when I tell them I'm autistic, but some people do. I think the awareness is increasing, but when Asperger's used to be a term, it used to be a little bit of a distinguishing thing that people could understand a bit better. Because, in their head, if I'm telling them I'm autistic, they're comparing me to somebody who is in full-time care, who has a lot more of strong presentation of autistic traits than I do, perhaps. And I think that can be somewhat difficult when it comes to communicating about autism to the mainstream setting of people,
that's kind of the way it is.
So it seems Chibi had an edgy phase in his teenage years. Hey, we were all young once. We did stupid shit, but most of us didn't upload to the internet to be permanently etched on there. Chibi speedruns primarily Nintendo games. His favorite ones seem to be from the GameCube era. One of his favorites being Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, and oh boy, we'll get back to this one. And honestly, as a speedrunner, there isn't too much to note about Chibi. He's not bad, but he's not playing super expert level 99 like a lot of these guys who have these games burned their retinas have. He's just alright. He's better than I'll ever be, I'll say. Really, Chibi was completely unknown to the public. That was, until the Games Done Quick incident. Yeah, this was Chibi's claim to fame. This is what pushed him into the public's eye. And that's kind of sad, don't you
charisma.
think? Being known as the I would really prefer if you would be quiet guy is like having the star power of the guy who shot JFK. And really, the whole ordeal should have never really happened if anyone was actually paying attention.
That's a bit of a jump. I thought it was quite funny, to be honest.
Apparently, Chibi was never actually supposed to be there. It was his birthday, and he was invited to the couch by Mark Zuckerberg here because of it. How nice of him. If he only knew. No one questioned it or had any issues with him. He didn't know anything about Tomba 2, and so he did the only thing he could do. Crack corny jokes.
Yes! Fast pants.
They make you go fast. Oh yeah, I would hate to actually, have to put the pants on.
Never seen this game before.
I mean...
Alright, rip safety apple. I gotta go.
I mean, I could always wear the pants.
He seemed harmless, but little did they know. This would lead to one of the most infamous moments in Games Done Quick history, right next to the knitting girl.
You guys have noticed that I've been knitting the entire time I've been here? And I actually learned how to knit from my grandmother. Can you stop?
Despite nobody being in the actual audience while this speedrun was happening, more people would see this clip than most of GDQ's live
What is that guy
combined.
doing with his...
The
Is he
most
just
popular
like...
clip of this has 8...
Is he got a tremor or a tick, or is he mashing one of the buttons? I'm not sure. Does anyone know? Anyone know? Is this a tactic? I mean, it just seems like a recipe for getting RSI, but each to their own, I guess.
million views on it. PewDiePie made a video on this, and it has over 10 million views on it. So, almost 20 million people, give or take, have seen this clip over the years. And people seem to be
Mashing
split. They either
buttons.
believe Chibi was too annoying, or that caveman was being too standoffish. I have no say in that matter. That's up for you to decide. After this incident became famous online, it sort of did launch the two into fame, or should I say, infamy. Chibi did become a semi-famous figure, not only for this, but for other reasons we'll get into in just a bit. Caveman, however, seems to have just fallen off the earth. It's very obvious to me the man wants to keep a low profile and just forget the whole incident ever happened. He looks back on it with annoyance and regret.
From what I understand, his name was Chibi, which is an excellent name for a man. I told him to be quiet because he was a fucker, and I didn't ask for him to be on the couch, and he just invited himself on, and sat shoulder length to me so I couldn't move my elbows, and just would not shut the fuck up. Did anyone see him actually doing those jumping jacks? Like, yeah, Jesus Christ, at least do...
Yeah, this guy is salty AF. Not massive. I think I'm on the Chibi side here. Not sure how you guys feel. I think it was funny.
Good proper jumping jacks. I didn't flip him off, I didn't suplex him, I didn't do anything. I just wanted him to leave me alone after the stream. He didn't get it, like he tried to approach me like 3 more times, like get out of here, guy, what are you doing? They called Chibi that guy. Chibi was that guy. Am I really a meme? Have I attained meme status?
So, Caveman's importance in this story is over. It's all about Chibi and what he did after this incident, after he got that little bit of fame. And oh boy, did he do some very, very, very interesting things after the incident. And we're going to talk about those things. You want to know what happened to the Game's Done Quick guy? Well, these other incidents are what happened.
So, confirmed Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel.
You cheated!
If you don't know Chibi from the GDQ incident, then you probably know Chibi from this incident. In early 2015, Chibi was speedrunning one of his favorite games, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This game, being the classic it is, has a huge speedrunning community. There are people who have combed over this game and dissected it, from front to back, looking into every nook and cranny of it to see how it works, and what would work in a speedrun. Glitches they could abuse to shave off those few precious seconds to make the times faster and faster. I don't even know how some people know about a lot of this shit. How do they find this stuff out in the first place? Autism sure is a powerful thing. Well, Chibi decided to speedrun it once more to try and beat his personal best time. But from the looks of things in this current run, it wasn't going too well. It didn't look like the run was going to beat his personal best, so he decided to do something risky. He decided he was going to attempt and pull off the double jump glitch. For those who don't know, there is a glitch in Thousand Year Door where after exiting from a battle, for a split second after you leave the battle, you can control over Mario again. If you jump and then, at the exact peak of your jump, let your partner hit an enemy for you, after you exit the battle you can jump again to give yourself a double jump. This can be used to skip huge chunks of the game you're not intended to get to, which Chibi is attempting to do here. Now it should be noted, this glitch needs to be frame perfect in order to work. If you are a millisecond off, it will not work. It is extremely difficult to pull off without the use of a script or bot or whatever. You need to get this in 2 exact frames, one before and after the battle, and Chibi was going to attempt it to save his run. He even got a beat going so he could line it up just right.
Alright, here we are. I like that jump!
And by sheer luck, he got it.
Damn.
He got both of the frame perfect inputs just right.
I would suggest checking the transcript of the video if there is one, if you want to skip through. I don't know, I'm kind of liking this. It's nice to like know more about things. I'm very interested in how I'm interested in learning about speedrunning. I'm not necessarily like wanting to do it, but it's interesting to see like what people do with their time. Not to say that I can say anything. I mean, I play RuneScape, so. Also, I love how the narrator just assumes autism is a major factor here. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the hyperfocus, definitely. Routine, perhaps, of playing it over and over again. The intense fixation on it, learning every single aspect of the game. Kind of makes a little bit of sense to me.
But despite doing this next to impossible feat by yourself, his reaction is just blank. He barely reacts at all. Usually when most speedrunners pull off an incredible feat, their reaction is nothing but pure ecstasy.
This is really interesting. It's something that I talked about with on one of my previous podcasts with Autistically B. You want to check him out on Instagram. He's like a bodybuilder model person. He's pretty cool. And we were talking about that and how, you know, like when people score goals or they like get an achievement or something like that. I don't, for both myself and him, I don't know if it's related to alexithymia. It could possibly be. You know, it doesn't necessarily feel any different. Like, for me, when I used to compete a lot, the things that made me feel good was finishing a training session. You know, saying that, oh, I've ticked that off. That's the thing that I do every day. This is how I do it. Not necessarily getting some particular kick, doing a particular kick well, or like, you know, I didn't necessarily get that like hit of dopamine that people do, or I wasn't aware of it. And also like the reaction stuff could sometimes be related to lack of emotional expression, which I think is quite common. It's definitely something that was more common for me when I was younger. I was a very flat affect kind of individual. Could be the autism there.
Wait! It is it! That is it! Yes! Wait, what? I thought he didn't get it! I thought he didn't get it! I thought it was A2! And he kept gaming! Oh my god! What?
But Chibi just sits there, staring off into the distance like he's found himself back in the war. So he pulls off an extremely difficult feat and barely has anything to say about it. Something seems off here, and I'm not the only one who felt this way. Remember when I said autism is a powerful thing? Well, it just so happens that one expert on this game, who has dissected the game front to back, was watching a stream while he was doing this. And he immediately knew something was off. He warned Chibi he was going to analyze the footage, and the look on Chibi's face is priceless. The face of many reaction images. The expert, whose name is Tasmalio, went through the footage frame by frame and came to the conclusion that the movements Chibi pulled off did not match up with how the glitch was supposed to go. He lost momentum while performing the first jump, so it wasn't at the peak it was supposed to be at. He confronted Chibi about it, and Chibi confessed. He used a moon jump cheat to make it look like he pulled it off. Chibi cheated. When news got out about this...
Chibi! How can you do this to us? We were on your side, Chibi. We had your best intentions at heart. We had the autistic community behind you on this, Chibi. You failed us. You dirty cheater. Everyone collectively share a tear for Chibi. Naughty boy.
Chibi was ridiculed. Any speedrunner that gets caught cheating is pretty much shunned for it. Speedrunners are seen as pro-tier gamers who dedicate their lives to these games, and cheating just pretty much ruins all that. Chibi undeniably did something shitty, and people weren't going to let him forget it. Now, I am in no way defending the shitty thing Chibi did here, let me just get that out of the way. But because of what he did, and the fact Chibi isn't good with social cues or how to deal with these situations well, everything else you're going to see in this video is a direct cause of this incident. Because of the heinous nature of this act, this led to a lot of trolling, and I mean a lot of trolling. And Chibi really wasn't doing himself any favors.
Oh no. Oh, this is where it's gonna get messy. It's gonna get messy here. I can feel it. The author of this video is foreshadowing heavily. Setting off my spidey senses.
Confirmed Santa's #1
I had it
helper is a
saved.
squirrel.
Pizza time.
As a result of the little stunt Chibi pulled, he got dogpiled online for it. I mean, yeah, it was a shitty thing to do, but this led to his personal information getting leaked. Yeah, he got doxxed over it. While I think it was a really awful thing to cheat in a speedrun, nobody deserves to get doxxed over a fucking speedrun. Of course, that's not where it stopped. His phone number and address were out there for the world to see, and the world saw he was living with his mother. I can't really judge the dude for that because I think most speedrunners live with their parents. And it should be noted, Chibi's father passed away.
I mean, just in general as well, there is a lot of internalized ableism that a lot of autistic people experience just by watching self-improvement stuff, being a part of the mainstream media, listening to people online talking about what makes a man, what makes a woman, how you become an adult, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I think there's always a point at which you need to kind of bring things back to reality a little bit, because particularly for myself, you know, I do have support needs, and I think just going by like the housing market, particularly in the UK at the moment, like it's understandable that people would be living at home, you know. There's a lot of shame that's around it.
Around this time, so it's just him and his mom. And because of Chibi's actions online, some good old fans of his just decide to send him some pizzas, some good old Italian cuisines. But one issue is, they forgot to pay, so it looks like Chibi and his mother are going to be the ones to foot the bill. As you can imagine, his mom isn't too happy about free pizza that isn't actually free.
You need to get off of it. 2 people now showed up. Passport pizza and Fred's.
Just doesn't care.
You need to shut this down. They see that you're on there. These kids see that you're on there. They're pulling the same shit again.
And they did this for multiple different pizza places. They'd call them, order an assload of pizzas, and expect Chibi's mom to pay up.
Like, as soon as I went live, I guess they started ordering pizzas, and like 2 or 3 pizza places have now tried delivering pizzas to us.
This made both his mom and the pizza places angry. She hopes Chibi can contact the cyber police and get their number taken offline.
So, is there any way you can contact Facebook and tell them to block this bullshit?
No, there isn't.
Well, there's gotta be. There's gotta be a way to
get Can you actually do stuff like that?
Email them, whatever, and tell them that they put your name.
Like, what can you actually do in that situation? You just say, like, you just don't answer. You just get them to, like, blacklist your house. I don't know, you probably have to, like, contact all, like, the pizza places in your area. Or, like, the apps, the eating apps. The only bad thing that I've seen this guy Chibi do so far is, like, be a source of entertainment during that video, and also, you know, cheating on a speedrun.
Phone number on there, and you need somehow to block it. We're gonna lose our phone number because of this.
But eventually, the trolls got sick of sending pizzas, so it stopped. But one guy decided to take it up a notch. Way, way, way up a notch.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Are you Adam's mom?
Yes, I am.
Yes, ma'am. I had some information I wanted to share you that your son has posted pictures of his pecker online, and he admitted to sending them to a 17-year-old girl.
Oh.
Our guy Chibi is also on a quest for love and affection. I mean, who isn't? But our man Chibi decided it would be a smart idea to post pictures of himself naked on the internet. These were not leaked. These were posted by him for the world to see. Now, I'm not going to show these for very obvious reasons, because I don't want to see Chibi's chubby, and neither do you. One troll decided to use these and use it to troll him and his mother, and things get taken up to 11 extremely fast.
Why would you do that, Chibi? Man, like... What are they going to do with these pictures?
He posted the pictures of his
Johnson
online.
Who am I talking to?
This is Jonathan.
Hold on a minute. Adam?
Yeah, imagine someone calling you and telling you your child was doing that. I feel really bad for Chibi himself. He's just as...
How old is he in this video? Does anyone know?
Bad case, but Jesus, I feel even worse for his mother with having to put up with all this shit. She gets completely fed up with this, and she lets him and his entire chat know.
Oh no.
1 o'clock. I want it off very soon.
Well, it won't be off until about another 2 hours from now, because I'm in the middle of a speed run. You don't care about anything.
No, I don't care. Okay? We talked about this shit, about you being on it all night long.
I'm not being on it all
I don't
night
care if it's a
long.
weekend or not. It doesn't matter. Every day runs together for you.
No, actually it doesn't. I don't see
Dad made me promise, told me to make sure this wasn't happening all hours of the night.
It is.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. 3 o'clock in the morning is all hours of the night.
Yeah, wow. I'm not gonna lie. This video is 9 minutes long, and it is extremely difficult to get through. The amount of distress his mom has gone through, and him just not being able to dislocate himself from the game enough to have an actual conversation with her, and all this happening while he was streaming to people, this is the literal definition of cringe. Like, have some sympathy for his mother. Getting pizzas sent to your house, having people call you and tell your son is...
Yeah, but in the same vein as that, like, it's not like he's doing that on purpose. Like, he's not out there to, like, irritate his mother, from what I've seen. Like, it's other people doing these things. Sure, it might be somewhat his fault for, you know, not protecting himself enough, but, like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I'm, like, hyper-focused on something, if I'm doing something, you know, people try to talk to me, it's going to be quite a similar situation, maybe. It's going from my own experiences being autistic. There is actually a word for it. I can't remember what the term... It's like monotropism. There we go. The tendency of things to draw us in more strongly than most people. And it's quite an interesting concept because it was actually created by the autistic community to explain hyperfixations and things like that. And it actually argues that, you know, the stress response that autistic people experience when people, like, very rapidly try and pull us out of something that we're fixating on can actually be very uncomfortable. Ideally, the situation would be that there is a longer transition period.
Allegedly doing illegal acts, and on top of all that, you can't even get a good night's sleep because your son is up at 3 in the morning speedrunning Paper Mario, and all you hear all night is...
I mean, put some headphones on, dude.
Even though he cheated on a speedrun, this is a bit much, don't you think? The depression in his mother's voice, she doesn't need to put up with this shit. Chibi doesn't either.
Adam, this isn't happening every night. I'm getting really tired of this. You promised me you were that things were gonna be different around here.
You're the one making a big deal out of 3 a.m.
No, you promised things would be different, Adam.
Get some headphones.
Chibi at one point tried to do something good, and the trolls got a hold of it. Speaking of which...
So, confirmed Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
The fundraiser.
Okay, so I'm going a bit out of order here, and this one's pretty short, but this is very similar to the phone call trolling, so I thought I might as well bring this up. In early 2016, Chibi held a fundraiser for the Easter Seals. You know, it seems like an actual good cause. He had special guests and everything to help raise money for this fundraiser. So it seems like Chibi is actually doing something good. But there was just...
It's like got a bit of facial hair going on there. Quality of the camera's upgraded. He's got himself a nice microphone. Better than my one. You know, he seems like he really just wants to follow his passions. You know, I can't really fault him for doing that. It's a very difficult sort of place to try and grow on, but you know, you've got to admire the dedication to some degree. I mean, he's got more dedication than I do doing streams. Up until 3 a.m. in the morning.
One mistake. One fatal mistake. One of the people who was helping organize the event, I don't know who it was, and I don't think they've ever come out, but they accidentally showed the service password on another stream. And because of this mistake, others were able to get a hold of the server. And once they got a hold of the server, the stream was hijacked and it was DDoSed multiple times. Chibi and his guests tried to damage control, but there was no hope. Eventually the trolls started hacking the stream and showing scenes of, well, very, very explicit acts of some individuals.
Right.
Buddy, I think you got the wrong door. The Leather Club's 2 blocks down.
Fuck you. I'm not gonna go into details yet again, but let's just say, if you were Fujoshi, you were having a field day on this stream. So while the stream was going on, it kept getting replaced with the outtakes of Brokeback Mountain. And no matter what Chibi or anybody else did, it kept happening.
Yes.
Dude, nice.
People are crazy.
Make my day. Please continue.
Okay.
By all means.
Is it gone?
Oh yeah, I took it.
So eventually, everything got shut down. From what I've heard, the fundraiser still managed to raise like $2,000 before everything went to shit. So they at least accomplished something for a good cause. But really, this was a disaster. Through and through. Chibi has basically just become a target for easy trolling for no real reason at this point. It is easy to get a reaction out of him, but if this is still a result of the cheating in Paper Mario, then this is just a little too far. This was a fundraiser for a charity, and it was completely ruined. But I'll be honest, even if this was a shitty thing to happen, it's still hilarious to me. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Chibi is still getting trolled even almost a full year later, because he's apparently just...
I mean, I don't know if this guy is, like, really into these communities and he finds it funny, but I mean, it doesn't make me laugh. I mean, it's, like, completely childish, like, and silly.
An easy target to rile up. But to be honest, sometimes he does bring it upon himself.
So, confirmed, Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel.
The funeral director. Oh dear.
On July 11th, 2015, the current president of Nintendo since 2002, Satoru Iwata, had passed away at 55 years old, due to a tumor on his bile duct. It was a dark day for Nintendo fans and the gaming industry in general. Many people in the gaming industry and many fans of Nintendo left their condolences and thoughts and prayers for him and his family. Many a Nintendo fan made tributes and art pieces for Iwata for giving them so many years of joy. I was included in that. If I recall correctly, I wrote a shitty poem on a dead gaming forum nobody will ever find. I was 16, I was full of raging hormones, and had no personality but liking Nintendo, so I know what others felt like. Chibi was included in that laundry list of Nintendo fans who were wrecked by Iwata's passing, so he too decided to pay his condolences. But instead of talking about it or streaming a game he worked on in his honor, Chibi decided to do something different. Despite being only a few days away, Chibi decided that Iwata's funeral was too far off. So he was going to host a funeral for Iwata on his own Twitch channel for hundreds of people. As you can imagine, this is a very bad idea. Let's watch it.
Oh no. Oh, Chibi, mate. Like... I can understand if it's something that's, like, quite hard-hitting. But it's very, like, not the best idea. Mock funeral service. Oh, mate. I'm imagining it that he's not just gonna like troll it and make it into something funny. He's actually gonna do it properly.
This is already off to a great start.
Today, we as a gaming community have suffered a great loss. Satoru Iwata, Nintendo's president, has passed away. The date of death was July 11, 2015, but was not revealed to the public until July 13th. His inspiration and wisdom spanned many generations worth of gaming innovation, and was a pioneer when it came to new ideas and creative technology. Starting as a game developer for HAL Laboratory after being admitted to and graduating college, he helped breathe life into such classics as Kirby's Dream Land, Balloon Fight, and the widely renowned Earthbound.
Okay, he seems to be going through Iwata's history with Nintendo and the impact he had.
For a good portion of the 2013 fiscal year, Nintendo was in financial jeopardy. But Iwata managed the situation unlike any other CEO. Instead of firing any of his employees, he took the blow. He took a massive pay cut in their stead. This is the formula of a good leader.
And he's describing the selfless acts he did to help out his employees. It seems Chibi does think highly of the man. Although I do feel uncomfortable watching this, with the ghost of Iwata back there, staring at me and judging me for going out my way to watch this shit.
The least we could have done was allow him peace, knowing we appreciated everything he did. Every smile he brought to people. Every way he was able to unite families together through the Wii. And every nostalgic moment where we'd see a little twinkle of our childhood in the games we still play today.
Okay, well, this is 8 minutes in, and I don't see what the issue with this video is. I heard for years this was the cringiest shit ever. But
I mean, it's to be honest, it feels quite touching. Like, he's going out of his way to pay his respects and stuff. I mean, I think he probably wouldn't be a good idea to, like, set it up as, like, a funeral service, but... like a memorial kind of, I don't know, just giving his thoughts on it. It's I feel it's quite touching, to be honest. I don't feel that it's cringe or anything. It's probably not the best idea, but I mean, we haven't watched all of it yet. Who knows? It's really interesting because I don't know. just from watching this video, I don't know what you guys think, but it doesn't really strike me that like it doesn't strike me that this guy's like a nasty, like stupid person. Like it just seems like he's just been subject to a lot of online harassment, you know, perhaps unfavorable meme compilations.
The fact he set the stream up for a man he's never met and probably didn't even know he even existed, I don't really see what's so cringy about this. Yeah, the writing's a little corny, but it's not that bad.
The legacy he left will still resonate with us for generations. And even though he was never with us when he spoke, it was clear that he was speaking not only to us, but directly to our hearts. I'll now sing a song from Earthbound.
Wait, you're gonna what?
He's gonna sing? Oh no.
Wait, hold the fuck up. Hold up. Nobody say anything about any fucking singing now. Cool your jet, Celine Dion. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Please, for the love of God, man. Don't sing. Please don't.
I believe the morning sun.
Oh God!
Always gonna shine again.
It's not the worst that I've heard.
I believe in skies forever blue. Why shouldn't I believe the same in you?
Oh man, chat's loving it. Look at all those heartfelt comments. Message deleted, message deleted, message deleted. Oh god, oh god. That's powerful enough to put a tear in a man's eye. Yeah, this is pretty bad. If he just didn't sing, this would have been fine on its own, but no! Chibi had to show his powerful singing chops to the world. I hope.
Hey, what is this guy's problem? Like, not Chibi, but the guy narrating the bloody video. Like, why is he like? I can probably swear, can't I? I'm not going to. It's too out of. He can sing though. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, if it's something that he really wanted to do, then fair enough. But I don't know. I just the guy who's narrating this video just seems like he's just absolutely hating the loving God out of this dude for no discernible reason. Maybe because he's tried to speed running Paper Mario. Maybe and he's like, oh no, it's got a vendetta against this guy. Like I don't understand it. Some genuine condolences, maybe. I don't know what the context of it. Maybe there are just like loads of these things that have just happened a lot and people are doing it and you thought, you know, maybe you could hop on it a little bit. I don't know, but it doesn't seem that way. It seems like just something that you really wanted to do.
Was worth it, Chibi. But honestly, the singing isn't even the cringiest part. The cringiest part is the Jannies going to overdrive in chat. Honestly, Chibi, they're doing a great job. I say you should quadruple their pay. Iwata was a great man, and he had a lot of people giving their condolences. But this entire thing was completely unnecessary. But like I said,
so is this video to some degree.
Iwata, he could have. You didn't have to make a whole mock funeral. You didn't have to heavily mod chat. And most of all, you didn't have to fucking sing!
So confirmed, Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel.
After all this has happened, we come to the conclusion of our tale of Chibi. This is a man whose entire career had been kick-started because he sat on the couch, told some corny jokes, and got told to shut up. This caused more eyes to get put on him. A pair of those eyes caught him cheating in a speedrun, which then caused tons of people to troll and prank him, sending him pizzas and spreading his nudes, which caused a ripple between him and his mother. On top of any good causes being rendered inert due to trolls ruining that too. And I didn't even cover everything. There was all the depression posting he had on Twitter, all the housing issues and everything else, but I didn't want to get too deep into that stuff because that didn't involve his streaming career. And well, life is like that. Shit happens. All of these were a result of Chibi's dumb decisions. Had he not cheated, he would have been pranked and trolled to hell and back. Had he not sat on that couch, that wouldn't have been his legacy. But imagine a world where Chibi actually didn't sit on that couch. We probably wouldn't even know who he is. That's a world that would just be a tiny bit less entertaining. Today, as we stand, It seems Chibi has kind of made peace with the whole situation. He looks back at it and realizes, yeah, the jokes he were telling were extremely cringy.
Breakfast tomba.
Asiaga cheese bagel. Yummy.
I believe you.
He seems to have acquired what he so desperately needed from the start. Self-awareness. He can finally come to admit the whole situation was goofy as hell and probably didn't need to happen. But it did. Chibi is now under...
I have to commend like the complete lack of self-awareness from the person who's actually made this video. Do you know what I think? I don't feel like anything necessarily of large note has happened that I can fault this man Chibi on, other than cheating and like maybe not being as understanding about his like parents. I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of feels like another kind of edition of trolling to some degree, like just bullying this man with a video, I guess. I mean, it's not like he was this kind of rampant guy who was just like hating on everyone all the time and like saying really derogatory things and being nasty to people and doing things badly all the time. And you know, there's plenty of people online that will like that you can search up and watch video or make videos on. But I don't think this guy Chibi is necessarily one of those people that needed this kind of video. I don't know, maybe it could have perhaps been a little bit less biased to some degree, just to present the facts of as how it was. I mean, it's called the world's saddest speedrunner. I mean, he seems somewhat to, you know, a lot of autistic people tend to struggle a lot with mental health, just in general. Yeah, it just this video just hasn't really hit right. I didn't really resonate much with what the person who was narrating this video was saying and why and what is the purpose of this.
alias, and still speedruns and streams to this day. Life still gets in the way, bad stuff still happens, but even after everything he's been through, he just keeps chugging along. He's been doxxed, dogpiled, dicked, and he's still going. He still gets trolled once in a while, though.
Get out of here. Alright, give me 1 second. There we go. And that's not going to happen anymore.
Chibi is a case of a man who probably shouldn't have had any of this happen to him, but it did due to some really, really dumb decisions. When you look at the whole
Not
picture,
really that dumb.
you can't help but either feel pity or sadness. He won't be known for all sorts of things, but he will always be known as the "I'd prefer if you'd be quiet" guy. Which is why I think he's the world's saddest speedrunner. A man who wanted to be known for one thing, but fate had other decisions, which is a shame. Well, you know what? If Chibi sees this, I have something you've probably wanted to hear for a long time. Don't be quiet. Be as loud and corny as you want, if that's what you think is best. Just don't try treating a Paper Mario again. God bless.
Very strange.
Wait, some of you might be wondering, why did I choose Chibi and not someone like Narcissa Wright for this video?
Oh, please support my Patreon, please. Please. I just need another $1,500 per month, please.
Well, that's very simple. That's not sad. That's horrifying.
Out of my fucking mind. GG, golly, oh my.
Yeah,
I was
right.
doing...
Let's start this video now. That has been the story of Chibi, the world's saddest speedrunner, according to Mr. Magic Mush. Very strange video. Good suggestion though, Pedro, because I think I would agree with you on a lot of the points that you're making about it just seeming a little bit too harsh, a little bit too perhaps biased and aggressive towards like this man. It was a very strange video to watch. But thank you for suggesting that.